Let's see, where did shuttle go? Shuttle's around somewhere. Oh, looks like he brought his shuttle in here. Attacked with some zealots, just doing some zealot bombs. He's got the Reaver there. If he can get a Reaver off, a Scarab off on some... Oh, drops another zealot out. When's the Reaver going to come out? The Reaver is going to come out, pops off a Scarab. Nice Scarab, taking out a couple SCVs. In siege mode, nice, another Scarab. It looks like that Scarab is going to dud, though. Yeah, that Scarab does dud. But it was a good timing, dropping that Reaver out to get a Scarab off right while these tanks were in the midst of siege mode. So, Dreiven finally getting around to doing some harassment with that Reaver, but really not accomplishing much with it. I think he killed a total of a couple SCVs, and he might have killed some tanks as well. Maybe a tank or two in that whole thing, but that was part of the Zealots. So he's picked up 2 more Zealots in that shuttle. He might be going for another round of attacks here. No, he's just dropping his forces off at the front door. Just to, oh, he's going to do some transferring over. He may be thinking about taking this base up here. Never mind, he's already taking it. So, actually, yeah, okay, there we go. Nexus already finished. I didn't see him drop off that probe earlier. So he's just going to use his shuttle to transfer some probes up here for the moment. So, he did, in fact, take another base, like I was talking about. I just didn't see him take this top right base there. And that's exactly what he did. So, things looking to be kind of evening out. Both players are probably going to want to think about expanding more, because I don't think either player could really break the other at this point. It'd be really difficult either way. Excuse me. So yeah, Strelok's still off 2 bases here, though. And interesting, he doesn't really have any comsat, I just noticed. He doesn't have a comsat station. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem there when... oh, whoa, never mind. I thought he was going to go for some DTs or Arbiters. We're going to see some carriers here, ladies and gentlemen. Fleet Beacon is warping in. Only 1 Stargate right now. But again, without comsat, Strelok is going to have no idea that this is coming. And oh, it's Reaver coming in again! This time he might get some more kills. Doing a nice job with his Reaver micro. Oh, that entire group of SCVs destroyed. So nice Reaver attack there by Dreiven. And he is really just, I think he's really just sealed the game for himself right now. Because now, basically, Dreiven has 3 bases and Strelok has kind of 1.5. Because, I mean, this one is almost mined out. His natural expansion doesn't have a ton of SCVs at it, although it will once this is mined out. But again, that will just be a moot point. Yeah, so Dreiven in really good position. Look at, he's got a lot of saturation at all of his bases. He's almost mined out his main as well. But he still has plenty to go on his natural, and he's got his 3rd base up as well. So basically, I mean, if they mine out, if they both mine out at the same time, it's going to change the ratio of bases even more in Dreiven's favor. So he is looking to be in a really strong position, and plus he's got a better army as well. Strelok has a number of tanks. He doesn't have a lot of support units out for them yet, though. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts making some more vultures when he decides he wants to move out. But he needs to move out here pretty soon to try and take another base, but it looks like Dreiven might beat him to it. Dreiven's going to try and break his front door here. He's got a lot of forces mounted outside. He's rushing down the center, down the barrel of the gun, straight into Dreiven's main base, and here's the lack of support units. Here's the problem with not having those support units. The Zealots get straight in amongst the tanks, but Dreiven does not have enough support units either, and he is going to fall back. Not enough Zealots. He's going to fall his Dragoons back again. And there's just too many tanks there to break in, and the fact that they were separated, some of them were up on the ridge, made that an impossible nut to crack for that force. And so Dreiven's going to have to regroup and maybe take another base and get back up again. It looks like in the meantime there was some harassment over here. I saw something on the mini-map a little bit ago. It looks like some vultures were dropped in here and killed a lot of probes until this Reaver came and cleaned things up again. And yeah, there's a vulture over here just wandering around. So it looks like Strelok very, very intelligently, and that's, you know, that's how the best players, you can tell the best players, because they're the ones that while they're being attacked, they're also counterattacking. While they're being harassed, they're also harassing themselves, but harassing combat themselves. But yeah, Courier's coming out now for Dreiven, and that's what he's going to do to really seal the deal. He knows he has map control, he knows he has economic control, so he's going to try and seal the deal here by coming out with some carriers. Now, he actually looks like Strelok trying to move out here to secure his 3rd base, and Dreiven really stomping down here. There is more tanks in the back, though. Not as many as he needs, though. A lot of forces coming in here. Dragoons coming in on all sides here, and there are just way too many forces here. The mines being planted down are probably going to kill off some of those Dragoons. but it's not enough, and Strelok is getting overrun here. He's got some Goliaths out to deal with the shuttle, but it's really not going to do much good if he doesn't have any tanks, and it looks like Dreiven is even just going to leave it at that. He's not going to try and break down that door. He's just going to leave it at that and say, alright, now I've really secured my map control. Now all I have to do is run over here. He can pick off this command center really easily. That's going to go down very quickly. And just basically, I mean, there's nothing Strelok can do right now. There's nothing he can do. He does not have the forces to move out at all. He doesn't have the forces to even do any harassment at this point. And it's just going to be a matter of time until enough carriers are out that that Dreiven feels he can attack with them. I think right now he's going to try to do some harassment with them already. He's getting these Goliaths out. He must have spotted the carriers. That's why he was getting the Goliaths, not because of the shuttle as much as the carriers. But, you know, he just does not have a very big economy right now. Look, he's only putting out, he's not even using all of his factories at this point. Well, maybe he is actually. He wasn't earlier using all of his factories. So, okay, he's putting out a lot of Goliaths right now. But look, he's having to float his command center over to this location just to get some mining in, because he's just does not have much of an economy even to build another command center right now. Desperately trying to fight with these Goliaths, fighting off these carriers, but again, that's just kind of just a little bit of harassment, just to throw Strelok off right now. So Dreiven, I think, is basically taking this game, and there's not a lot Strelok can do to come back at this point. I mean, it is theoretically possible if he can get in a couple good attacks. Maybe if he can get in some drops or something, if you can get in some harassment. And basically, I mean, if you're in this kind of a position as Terran, what you need to do is do some vulture harassment. You know, vultures are relatively cheap. You can get in and do some harassment, kill off some probes, then you can fight your way slowly back into the game. You know, we saw Zelos do that in a game not that long ago in the pro scene, where he was really behind and just did unrelentless, wait, does that make sense? He did some relentless vulture harassment and just came back slowly into the game, but I don't think Strelok's going to be able to do that. I don't think he even has the economy to get that many vultures, and he's barely going to be able to hold out his front door again on in this one. Reaver going down. Wow, there's that Reaver from a while ago. Gets picked off not before it gets a Scarab off, which is going to really damage these tanks in the front. It looks like the Scarab actually only hit one of the tanks, so that was lucky on his part. Barely going to hold that off, barely going to keep this third base mining, and really if he hadn't been able to hold that, and if Dreiven had come over here and killed off this base, it would be definitely GG. But I think it's GG anyway, because both of them are mined out of their mains right now, and that's going to leave... Well, actually, I guess Strelok technically has 2 bases to 2 bases now at this point. Dreiven's just getting another base up, but he should have gotten that up a lot earlier, I think. Remember I mentioned before, I think he needed to expand before, and he hadn't been expanding, so... Oh, and some vultures managing to get through the little maze that... that Dreiven had set up, but I don't think they're going to take too long to die. The probe's just absolutely surrounding them. The vulture's going to get in there as well, and the Zealot is going to get the vulture surrounded and stop him from getting anywhere. But yeah, Dreiven just has too many forces at this point. Again, Strelok is just not able to move out. He's been stuck defending this whole time, and I'm really surprised that Dreiven hasn't expanded during this time. He's been going for these carriers instead of expanding, I guess. That's the way he wanted to seal the deal. Instead of going for a macro game and using his advantage to take some more bases, he's just been building up these carriers. But he's really giving Strelok a chance to get back into the game. Oh, nice! Catching the probe transfer. Nice work by Strelok, picking off some probes without taking much damage to himself. And, wow, nice work. Only a couple probes left to transfer over there. And in the meantime, though, Strelok getting up another base at this location. Dreiven is going to spot it, is Zealot running by, and he could even probably take out that SCV if he saw it, but he probably just sent this over to generally see what was going on. Dreiven looks like he's going to try and take out this... Oh, some SCVs being transferred, and they're going to get caught off guard in this case. Oh, man, he's even going to move onto the ramp. Yeah, so these SCVs are just going to get slaughtered. Strelok, not paying attention to them, isn't going to turn them around in time. The command center not even up yet. Looks like a little bit bad timing, but still. What that's going to cause is he's going to lose both of these bases now. He's going to lose all those SCVs, and this base is going to go down. Meanwhile, Strelok is trying to counterattack, but I think these carriers are probably going to be holding it off. We could be seeing an elimination match, though. Theoretically, if this continues the way it is, that's why Strelok wasn't paying attention to his other forces. He's focusing on this attack right here. So Strelok has lost both of his other bases right now. He's barely mining at all. Both players are not mining at all right now. It's basically kind of an elimination race in that kind of a situation, the carriers usually have a bit of an advantage. He's lost a lot of interceptors, loses one carrier to some direct fire, but almost all the Goliaths have gone down. Yeah, the Goliaths go down, and that leaves it wide open for the carriers to just reap havoc, and that's going to be GG. Strelok leaves the game. Dreiven takes game 1, and this is a best-of-5 series, so it's going to be a long series. I'm going to try and do as much of this series as I can. But yeah, that was an absolutely great first game. A lot of action the entire time, a lot of back and forth. Strelok almost coming back into that game, but really, with Dreiven having those carriers in the air, was just able to have too much of an advantage. And Strelok just kept losing his bases, and that was GG. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching.